Mortals are inclined to being pessimistic, she said. They are very susceptible to the force of their egocentrism due to original sin. This evil defect, which we inherit from our first parents, is the remote cause of all the evils and limitations which burden humanity. It impedes man's awareness of his true place in the cosmos. You seem to be exaggerating, I thought, and with effort, due to the force of gravity that weighed upon me, I observed my watch. The second hand had stopped. We are not in the temporal rhythm of your watch or calendar, she said simply, and I became alarmed. Don't worry, she encouraged me. Our interview cannot take place at the rhythm of a watch. Later I will tell you why. It is though normal Earth time has stopped for us. We have been placed in a frequency of time that is very slow. You need to know that time has many frequencies, and that you only know of course, the temporal rhythm of the earth of your watch. However, consider that every second is mathematically divisible to the infinite. Has it ever occurred to you to consider what happens during one of the infinitesimal fractions of time? Many things happen. I do not notice that. Simply consider that your life is not interrupted in that lapse of time which, not for its brevity, lacks transcendence. What happens to you, as with all mortals, is that you live with our awareness strongly bound to the present moment. Why do I live this with bondage? As I mentioned, the reason for all the evils on the earth is the evil of sin. However, in the actual structure of the faith and in the journey through this world, our God, moved by his immense love for humanity, has so ordained that this journey pass with great speed during the test of mortal life. Therefore, man travels over the earth as a traveler in a supersonic plane. Moreover, our Lord has bound man's awareness to the present moment to diminish and abbreviate the earthly penalties for his beloved earthly creatures, and he only permits man to view the universe from the window of an exceedingly fast moment of time. I don't feel bound. It's that you haven't reflected on it. Man's adaptation to his environment is so complete that he is accustomed to live subjected to the present moment, which no longer even calls his attention. The same thing happens with your bondage to the earth's surface by gravity and the imperceptibility of what happens in an infinitesimal fraction of time. It is precisely the bonding with the present instant that obliges you to resort to subjective notions of past, present, and future. However, this is necessary for those still on earth. And you have broken this bond? I was afraid to ask. Yes, thanks to the Lord. It was broken at my good death. As far as you are concerned, your forced subjection to the present moment has been suspended during our conversation. This is a singular favor the Most High has given you. My uneasiness was such that instead of giving thanks for such a splendid gift, I felt a strong aversion to the shackles which imprisoned my consciousness to the present moment, but tenderly loved immediately reacted. How good is the Creator to give us the gift of time, she joyfully stated. For those travelers, it is as a solvent in which the joys and sufferings of mortal life are slowly diluted. It must be a very cold solvent, because it has not diluted my many problems, I retorted. You are a pessimist on 2 feet. Look, if in a single act of your existence you were capable of enjoying the sum of your happiest moments or your most difficult moments, it is certain you would die at that instant, because you would be incapable of enduring such happiness or commensurate pain. It is true that the present moment imprisons your consciousness, but also it is your ally, because it gives you the opportunity of filling with the love of charity, of cooperating with our God and obtaining the stupendous future glory that He wishes for you. The bondage of your consciousness to the present instant offers the opportunity to reconsider and ask pardon. If it were not for this bonding, your life would be a continuous present. I will convince you of this in a little while. Well, then, she continued, we are now in modified time. That is to say, we are in a very slow temporal wave relative to normal Earth time. But the frequency is very fast, since we do many things in a very brief period. Since the image froze on the television, normal Earth time has hardly passed. We are living at a pace of 1,000 millionth of a picosecond. A picosecond is 10 e 12, or 1 out of 100, 100, 100 out of 100 of a second. That is 1 trillionth or 1 millionth of 1 millionth of a second, or 0.00000000001 seconds. A picosecond is to 1 second, as 1 second is to 31,700 years. This is to say that when a half hour should have passed while we conversed, scarcely have passed a few thousandths of a picosecond. It is difficult for me to translate my thoughts into the language of physics and terrestrial mathematics. Don't forget I am one of the least blessed. But I calculate that this long conversation, with our journey through time and the other things we'll do, will take no more than 1,000th of a second, even though we will, perhaps, take about 10 minutes of time from the past.